Anurag Kashyap and Neeraj, thank you for talking to me, from me, Hrishi K, and everybody who's watching and listening. Absolutely fabulous that Sacred Games is back. Nawaz told me yesterday, and I have this on tape and record, saying because he knows you over the years, he says that you've matured as a person, but zyada ziddi ho gaye ho. On the set, this is. Outside, how you are.
I've become.
So, how do you react to that?
No, I've become like that. I feel like I'm becoming Utpal day by day.
Why do you say Utpal?
But his representation in the way he was in cinema. Like, everybody sees me as a cranky old man now. No, it's not like that. मेरे को लगता है कि अभी मैं बहुत सारी चीज़ें एक्सप्लोर करना चाहता हूँ और अपने टर्म्स पे करना चाहता हूँ और करूँगा.
So let's look at it the other way. I mean, how much has Nawaz changed?
Nawaz has also changed a lot, but Nawaz has actually become much more simpler.
Much more simpler.
Yeah.
So the layers are coming down, which is great. Yeah. So, were you a fan of season 1?
I was. Quite. Actually, that's the reason why I even took it up in the first place. Because I saw the season 1 and I realized that this is something really great. Because I was, to be honest, like that's not my genre at all, and I was apprehensive if a police procedural or crime, mafia was not my cup of tea at all, because I knew what the book was about. And I told Vikram that can I watch all the shows and then episodes and then realize. And I saw and I couldn't I said this is the best piece that I've ever seen, and I came on board because of love for the season 1.
You know, he's obviously talking about our Vikram, but Vikram Chandra, how has he reacted? I know it's an adaptation.
He loved it. He's been also been collaborating non-stop. He's been party to the whole adaptation.
Is there anything that he hasn't liked and you've reworked for him, or has it been
the creative discussion room में तो लड़ाई झगड़े होते. It's always like that. That's okay. But he's been very amazing in the way he's actually made lists of ideas of how you can contemporize it, things you can add to it. Coming from a place like if I would be writing the book today, all these things would be there. So he's been very good.
And you know, the infusion of new characters, you know, whether it's a Ranveer or, you know, Kalki coming in, Amruta, who's again done a fabulous job, obviously takes the story to another level. As far as developing those characters and those plot points are concerned, I just want to understand. I know that Vikram is the showrunner. You direct all of Nawaz's portions, isn't it? And are you directing Saif's portions, or you're just directing it on the whole?
No, I'm directing the current scenario, like with Saif,
two
and also the
timelines.
present. And he goes into the past where mostly it is Gaitonde. So he's all about the past and I'm all about what is happening. The investigation, per se, about I mean, you've seen it, so you figured that.
And it comes together seamlessly, because, I mean, obviously the West does it this way, but in Indian cinema we're used to different ways. I mean, there is a first unit director and a second unit director.
Actually,
but the fact that you're always on the same page.
Actually, this has worked very well.
For this specific show.
Yeah, for this show it has worked very well. Because there are two very clear timelines. And plus, Vikram's job is to put it together and we shoot our things. Yeah. And it has kind of worked together very well.
Because otherwise, episodic direction, imagine like one location, you'll have to go back again to shoot for the second director, for the third director. So this way it's worked out pretty well, because like I'm literally shooting a feature, he's literally shooting a feature, and then Vikram is the overall looking into it and then stringing it all together. So yeah, that worked pretty well.
And with your actors, I remember Vikram telling me that, you know, Saif needed a lot more validation. And Vikram would turn around and say, yeah, it's okay. Yeah. So,
yeah, Saif has actually lucked out this time, because from going from a director who doesn't know how to express
No, actually that's coming
to going
from
to a director who overexpresses.
I am in a way similar to Vikram in a way, because I constantly judge my work a lot, and which is why it's very difficult for me to say wow or things like that, because it's very difficult for me because I don't trust my own
I mean to
judgment.
say every time you praise Saif you were lying?
No, his work is good. I'm not saying my work, kya frame raha, kya direction kiya. No, not that. But with Saif, I think that is what advantage was with him also, because he's such a fantastic,
You know, in the
intelligent
first season,
person.
Vikram never told Saif that good shot.
No,
Very good performance.
Vikram told me beforehand
I know.
that, you know,
they have both told me individually about this scenario.
So yeah, I think it became very
And
easy because
he went and told Saif after every shot how good Saif was or what to do.
I mean, I didn't like overtly go and praise
made
him,
up for
but
Vikram.
I think what I realized that I think it is essential to have a bond with him. So I think we got off pretty well discussing a lot of arbitrary stuff, and that's how we became friends. And then it became really, and also because he's so perceptive, so intelligent, so it becomes easy when you explain to him a certain emotional scape of a scene. Then he gets it very well because he's
Just they both love their
well
biryani.
read.
You see, because I'm a radio person, I'm totally into audio and this and that, and I find the background fascinating. The patches of music used, the sudden Sufi alap kind of thing that happens, and so a little bit of Alokananda, and
She's amazing.
Yeah, just
She's just
how she came
incredible.
on board this project,
Vikram.
whose idea, this, that, all that. Yeah.
Aloka and Vikram met on Trapped.
Yep. Actually, even before also.
Huh? Even before?
Even before, I think.
She did.
Bhavesh Joshi and Trapped.
As in they knew of each other.
And they knew of
before,
each other.
But they started.
So like they really, and it's literally Vikram and her. Like I don't think I have any kind of a contribution in.
That's the whole
background
structure
score.
of a TV show being like showrunner, actually being part of the person. We directors, we just go direct, and then we sometimes go to the edit for certain scenes, certain things, but rest of the thing is completely Vikram.
And you must have enjoyed that also, when you sat on the edit.
Yeah.
And I know that, he likes his rock and grunge and, other stuff. But this is like very, very different.
Very different,
it's-
very different.
You must have enjoyed the edit, those samples of music coming
No,
in.
I
filling
mean,
in.
like
He
I
had
said,
to push his
actually,
boundaries.
yeah.
I'm saying to take over from Vikram,
And that's why I also wanted to do something like
so
something
technical
different
is quite a challenge.
yeah.
Like I would not ever continue on, not had the courage to continue something that Vikram is doing. Because Vikram is technically that good and my mind is not that technically sound. I can take narrative. But what he took on was quite commendable.
So I don't want you to say Ganesh Gayatonde or Sartaj. Apart from them, like for example, if you ask me who's my favorite character apart from them, I'd say Jojo Mascarenas. I just think it's something wonderful about somebody who wants to kill themselves but still has the balls and the gumption to say F off to Ganesh Gayatonde when she feels like. Who's your favorite character apart from the principal two? Neeraj
season
and
2 or
Anurag, and
season-
why? Don't say Ganesh and don't say Saif and Nawaz's
No,
character.
season 1 or season 2?
Both seasons.
Okay.
Thus
both-
far.
Oh, quite a
Start
lot.
with season 2 and then go into season 1.
Season 2, tough one.
Amir Bashir.
Amir Bashir for his arc that he has in season 2, and also Kalki's character, Bhatia. It's a fantastically written character, I think, and the kind of nuances she's brought in also is she's literally the Guruji, and for Kalki to be able to do that with such aplomb is amazing. I think so Kalki and Amir Bashir's character of Majid Khan, because that character really comes into its own in season 2. In season 1, definitely Kuku and Katekar, they just took my heart. Yeah, Bunty also, but yeah. These characters were, I think they were completely unlike of what we've seen in his films, in his stuff, and also, by and large, to see a transsexual character being so, humanized to this extent that you feel so strongly for this character. And Katekar also. So I guess it was magic.
Apart from Ganesh and
My favorite season 2 is Jojo. And my favorite season 1 is
She's a phenomenal actress.
Kuku, Subhadra, Katekar.
So, one thing is that it's great. You're all a family, you know each other for eons, you work together and this and that. But how do you decide what job is right for whom? I mean, it's probably a question you should ask the showrunner, but I want your perspective. Why was it that when you and Vikram sat down, you knew that Neeraj was right for this? I mean, given the fact that he's done Masan,
we just-
like he himself said, this is-
He needed to be kicked a little bit. He was getting very complacent after Masan, waiting for the next great film to arrive. And we used to sit outside, please Neeraj, ek film bana. Wow. He was thrust into this as a challenge.
But why were you sitting not making anything? Because you hadn't got the right subject. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's also this second film crisis that one goes through. It's very difficult to explain. Vikram also went through that, and
Vikram understood him because Vikram went through the same
Udaan.
exercise after Udaan.
So yeah, but I mean, I became quite a recluse. I mean, I really owe it to Sacred Games to pull me out of a big shell that I was in.
Wow. Your directors are very complicated characters. But
No,
that's
no, I'm
what's
not
the
there.
beauty.
If we don't,
I'm not at all complicated. You get what you see.
you give complexes.
Final question. What can people expect from Sacred Games 2? Anurag, Neeraj, before we wrap.
Answers. Second game 1 was question. Second game 2 is answers.
It's a lot more exciting. The scale is bigger. It's daughter. It's the investigation is blown up. Kaitonde's past is becoming big. There is a whole new chapter of the ashram coming in, and how that kind of is the bridge between both Sartaj and Kaitonde's world and what's happening around us. And that is all of it is going to be in season 2, and all the answers, like he said, is going to be there. So.
You know, the chapter titles are the same as the one that Vikram Chandra wrote in the book. There's Matsya and this and that. I find that really, really cool. You know,
Yeah.
each chapter. Or that's something that Varun Grover and the writing team think of.
Yeah. I mean, I think some of them came from Varun and some of them were in the book, right?
Yeah.
And it's
Because
beautiful
in
because
season two
Netflix
also
goes
we've
on to
got
explain
different,
it, you know, which, you know, you look at it and you say, wow, you know, that's quite interesting.
Because there's a lot of philosophical undertones to the entire show. So I think that's why Varun is...
All right, gentlemen, I'm 3 episodes down. I can't wait to see the rest. Can't wait for the 15th of August. Best of luck.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Thank you so much.
You're not 3 episodes on. You look like you're 8 episodes on.
Yeah.
Look at this.